Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Loop Hero. On the last episode we had quite a significant breakthrough and an unexpected one. We beat the Act 2 boss with a huge amount of help from lightning strikes from our, what are they called, storm tiles? Let me just check. Storm temples, that's what they were called. We've also unlocked Forest and Thicket and Outpost from building the war camp, a forest up here in the corner, and we've also built a watchtower. In the narrative we saw some like cosmic wolf, and it feels to me like we're about to get attacked, especially since we're now picking up effects that have like base HP added to it. So I just want to be safe rather than sorry, so we have placed down a watchtower now. We're okay on supplies. We're quite low on wood and stone at the moment, so at some point I said we might want to do like a super chill episode and just farm these resources so that we can start building all the final buildings and begin to upgrade others. As far as why we still can't upgrade anything, no. A lot of metals required for some of these things. Other ones require tons of wood. I'm fairly certain we can't upgrade anything right now. Yeah, we're probably miles off on everything. As I said, there used to be symbols on here, and I don't know if they only appear now when you can craft it. It was a bit messy before, but it looks like it's been patched. So, going back into our building menu, I did cut this a bit short, but we can't build anything at the moment. So we've got everything down here, at least built once. We only have one farm, and apparently we can build more. We haven't yet built a mud hut, but it doesn't seem that important right now. But I could be underrating it. We will build one at some point. We have 1 of 4 watchtowers. I'd like to get a few more up if we're going to get attacked. We've built a forest. As I said, that unlocks the Forest and Thickets cards. Interesting that it says this is the Lumberjack's domain, so I don't know if there is something we can do by building multiple forests together. Maybe there are synergies on the camp screen that we've not yet seen. We're close to being able to afford a river, and then after that we only have Bridge, Lumberjack, and Alchemist Tent. And we're still a lot of metal off here, lots of metal and some rations, and this resource I'm not sure what it is yet. Maybe it's an astral orb, so it might be these time shards we need. I'm not sure where we picked this up, but I'm sure we'll pick some more up in the future. So, what do I plan on doing today? I think I'm going to go into chapter 3. So enemy strength is now plus 5%. They'll have 2 to 3 abilities, which is very scary. They grow at 4% per loop rather than 3 on Act 2 and 2 on Act 1. We get more resources, so plus 8% resources, and we have a cap resource of 30. I'm going to take the warrior because I feel it's the most comfortable class I have right now. I'm interested to see if we'll get another item slot, and if it's going to be the helmet slot again. I'm not quite sure how that works, but we have built something that makes all our items 15% worse, but we get 1 slot, which I think is a good trade. So, sorry, this was the arsenal. My bad, it was a card we added, not a building. So, like always, I'd like to see what some of these cards do. So, the Outpost spawns an assistant on the adjacent tiles. All yellow and orange items dropped in the battle will be spent as payment for his work. Okay. We need to see what it does. So we're currently over the limit, but I'll take some cards out, and I would like to see what these forests do. Again, I might try to put forest near meadows. Have it a bit of a learning expedition. Let's try and see what some of these cards do, if there's any synergies, and start to find out how difficult Act 3 is. To this goal, I think I'm going to take Chrono Crystals out, so that we don't make the game too hard. And then I'm considering removing the Spider Cocoon. But let's just think for a moment, what would be best? If we're not seeing the boss actually, maybe we should take deserts out. I've not found any synergies yet with deserts. As I said, I think maybe there is one with river, is going to be my guess. But let's remove it, because I think it's best used on the boss fight, and I'm not aiming to fight the boss. There is a temptation to put swamp back in, maybe forest and swamp does something. But this card I've really not found any great uses for so far. Do I keep the Bookery as well to refresh items? Really, we were only refreshing Chrono Crystal in the desert before, so I think I'll remove it. I think everything else I'm quite happy with. Yeah, let's go with this. 14 card deck, that seems fine. And let's see what we get up to in Act 3. So taking the Warrior again, and let's go. So I'm just going to quickly pause so that I can make sure I put my equipment on. And immediately I want to use the Arsenal. And I'm going to place this somewhere which doesn't really give us an advantage or disadvantage. So I'm just going to place it here for now. Again, I've not seen any synergies with these gold cards. I don't know if there are any. We have a first Thicket. So Thicket is plus 2% hero attack speed. I should have hovered over this on the card menu, but now we know. So I think, like usual, we're going to place... I think I'm going to put mountains up here for a change. I just want to see if Thicket does something next to mountain. No, it's still Thicket. Okay, that's fine. I should also hover over these enemies because they're going to have additional abilities now. Let's see what the Slime's additional ability is. So that's Sticky Body. So attackers get the Thick Slime effect. Minus 10% damage until the end of battle. Again, that's pretty horrible actually. Slime's becoming a bit difficult to deal with. So Storm Temple I'm going to place across here to affect all the tiles in this row. Seems like a great place for it. And I picked up another Thicket, so... let's just see if... no, actually I'm going to place them down here. I'm going to try and make a 3x3 of Thickets and see if they do anything. Maybe they become like a dense woods. I don't know yet. So we're just missing a ring from our equip slots. We should pick one up soon. Grove, Blood Grove, we know the drill by now. Sadly, it's not a great place to put it, but I'll try here for now, which will affect 5 tiles at least. We've got a first Forest, so Forest is only 1% rather than 2% on the attack speed compared to the Thicket. Just to see this axe, it's worse, so leaving it. Shields equivalent. And we picked up Blood Grove. Lovely. So inside the corner here, and we'll continue placing Forest down. So as I said, my aim on this run is just more of a discovery. Let's see what all these creatures are doing. I'm going to place quite a spicy spider cocoon. It can go onto every tile here. We don't have the Chrono Crystal, so we can't get multiple spawns around very quickly. But I'm fine with this for now. So our first look at the spider. So it adds a spider web effect to a location. Okay, we're going to have to see what that looks like. Just thinking, I wonder if that is a synergy. It would be very interesting to have like an act-specific synergy. But if you got a spiderweb tile, which is how I'm understanding it, I wonder if it goes into a swamp if it affects mosquitoes. Like flies going in a web. It's very thematic. Oh, I've made another misplay. Place the Blooming Meadow next to the forest. So there's no synergy this way. I've ruined my 3x3 there. Again, have to pay attention. Worse armor. So far things look okay. I would have liked to have fought more enemies so far, but I've not really had the chance to place them down. Going to be the first time seeing a Rat Wolf, so ignores damage to all. Something we have to bear in mind with the Warrior then. It might not be best having the Groves anymore. Although Blood Grove is insane. But before our damage to all synergy seemed very strong. So we picked up our rocks, so we're going to go 3x3 up here. And I suppose for now I'm going to have to start this new 3x3 up here. I said a bit of a misplay for me, but I'm hoping we'll still figure out if this 3x3 works. We could also probably look into our encyclopedia to see how, or where they've been placed, to have an understanding if there's likely a synergy. I suspect the synergies are near the items that give the synergy, so we can sort of like read the system a little bit. So we're still not seeing this Weaver effect yet. Oh, a level 2 weapon just stats up. Nice change. meadow, which I'm just going to place down here for now. So we've been slimed now, so we're doing less damage just for this battle. Not a problem right now. Some regen will be welcomed. We have 4 potions again, which lets us be aggressive early on, but currently we're not really drawing the cards to allow us to be aggressive. It's perhaps that there are too many environment cards at the moment in our deck, because we have the mountain rocks, thicket, forest, and meadow, so that's 5 different ones, and they seem to show up more often. Yeah, it's something we just need to bear in mind in the future. An Oblivion I like. We can use it to deal with a goblin camp early on. Much better armour. And a much better helmet. Currently we don't seem to be picking up too many rare items actually. But that can still change. More rocks. Great. Be interesting to see what the Flesh Golem's additional effect is. They've been quite a difficult enemy so far and been a pretty reliable resource of good items. But equally they hit very hard. Aha, first village. This is more like it. And an outpost that we haven't seen. So this spawns an assistant on adjacent tiles. Okay. So this is going on the left triangle. Not a great place to put it again. I think we can only put it in a place that will affect 2 tiles. Let's try it down here. We've never seen it before. And we've got a village. The village I'm quite happy to stick here. I would ransack it right now, even though we don't plan on being on this run for too long. But it's early enough that I would consider it. But we'll get a quest immediately. Not sure if the quest was in this fight. No, it doesn't like it. But again, we're dealing with these early game enemies pretty comfortably right now. 4 forests or thickets off completing our goal there of making a 3x3. Spawns assistant on adjacent tiles. Okay, maybe this... Sorry, I might have misunderstood this again. It must be with a battle. So the next time we'll get an enemy card, we'll place it there. Much better stat on our helmet. And again, better stat on a helmet. And I think I will take the raw damage here. Yeah, that must be how this works. And we completed another loop. Again, I'm a bit alarmed right now that we're not fighting enough enemies when we're looping too quickly right now. We've also just picked up our first ring on loop 5, which is kind of insane. A shield that's just better. So damage swirl now I guess isn't as strong for us. Might be worth considering to take still, because currently we only have 1 tile rat wolves on it. So I'm going to place a grove now down here to see if the outpost works. I have more thickets. Oh, interesting. A village, question mark. Result of forest attempts to understand human civilization. Spawns at a wooden warrior every 2 days and appears for every 10 forest thicket tiles. Let's let this spawn something so we can see what it's all about. I didn't expect those 10 tiles of this would spawn something. I have my Oblivion if we need it, and we'll have an assistant there. I'm interested to see if taking the yellow items will affect the ones that are in our equip slots, or if it's just ones that are like in our loot bag. Place another rock down, and we carry on. So nothing's spawned on here. We'll have to see on the next loop. As I said, this isn't going great at the moment. I'm not too happy with how our run's working. But as long as we learn off this, I think that it'll be a worthwhile endeavour. But we're not getting good enough loot at the moment. We haven't got difficult enough fights. We're pretty comfortably making every loop, but the enemy's getting way, way harder. We're not scaling with them. So here's our peak. And our next rock will spawn a goblin camp, which I'm going to just Oblivion. It could be worth letting 1 goblin spawn actually just to see what they do, but I think for now, let's just leave it big. Let's see if an outpost next to a village does anything. Nope. Nothing at all. Oh well. Again, just raw stats. We're picking up a lot of grey items at the moment, which makes sense because we're not fighting difficult enemies. But as you can see now, they're starting to hit pretty hard. A 1 up HP, I'll take it. Just going to pop out our resources. We're going to level soon. I don't know if there are also act-specific levels. Smoked ham. Heals 5 HP at the start of each day. Quite nice, I would like to bring that back. Let's ransack this village. Quest failed, fair enough. That makes sense. And we spawn the goblin camp, and let's just get rid of it. I don't want to deal with it. We can look at it on later runs. Starting to get a bit harder now, as well. Another vampire mansion. Temptation. I'm going to wait to see what this is. But I might put a vampire mansion next to this village question mark. And see if we can ransack that as well. Out of the way, I must... Wait a minute. Why do you look like me? Oh, I'm a big fan of yours. The trees talk so much about you. They even made me in your honor. It would be great to get out of your way, but I'm afraid I can't walk. You see, I've grown here. Literally. I see. Cut me down, cut me down. I don't want to put you to work, but it's really the only way. But cut harder, because I'm going to fight back. What? I'm very sorry, but the forest saw how you fight. So it's a part of me too now. Believe me, I don't want to hurt you, but I can't go against the will of the forest. If you say so. Is this a good place to cut? So we've got a guard, which is coming from the place next to it. I forgot what it's called again immediately. He's pretty strong, actually. Should look at the wooden warrior as well. So they have doppelganger, 100% chance to counterattack. So they're going to hit pretty hard. So they're doing 34 damage, but they're going to attack on their turn and our turn. Spikes, anyone directly attacking the creature will receive 24 HP of damage back. And Harden gets +1 defense for 3 seconds after being hit. The effect can stack. So these things are going to survive for a long time and do a lot of damage to us. They also have a very high temporary defense. These look horrible. Not going to lie. 37. I'm quite glad we have this assistant actually right now. Well, I wasn't expecting this type of gratitude from the world for remembering it, just as I wasn't expecting such a nice talk with a piece of wood. He was a nice guy. May his ashes rest in peace, or his cinders. So I'm just going to pause for now. Okay, Vampire Mansion doesn't do anything against this. Now we know. We have a trait, so he can have a full hand of Oblivions if we want. Every morning, Hero's Sword is charged with light or defense increase. I'm going to take the defense increase. Again, just an upgrade on max HP. He didn't take our yellow shield as well when we've passed the outpost. So maybe it's just things in my inventory. But so far I'm quite liking the outpost. The concept is interesting to me at least. So we're taking quite a lot of damage right now. More so than I'm happy with. We've picked up damage to all. Multiple damage to all and evasion instead of defense. I think I'll trade. And a battlefield I'm just going to place up here for now. And we have one more meadow. Let's place here. We are, though, really hemorrhaging HP. We used 3 of our potions in the battle with the wooden guy. Again, just swap this for a straight intact bonus. I mean, in fact, considering retreating on this loop, I don't think we'll survive another one. Our deck's not really working well for us. I would love to get one more Forest or Thicket, though. I'm just going to place this here solely for the resource that I get off passing through it. And let's carry on around the loop. But there's no guarantee we're actually going to survive this right now. There goes our last potion, and we finally get a forest. So 3x3 Forest Thicket doesn't do anything. I'm going to place that here for the resource. We'll definitely retreat on this loop. We're definitely going to die on our next loop round. I might even Oblivion Tiles just to make sure of it. I would kind of like to see the Harpy though. Let's just see how we get through these 2 fights. But I might Oblivion single Harper. Another mountain, that's fine. Single Rat Wolf, highly damaging. Bleeds, hurts a lot. Has a lot more HP, so that should allow us to fight the Harper. So Harper gets hardening, gets a +1 defense for 3 seconds after being hit. And it can stack, so it's the same as the Wooden guy. So they can evade and get more defense. So a lot more survivability on enemies, which we don't want. We don't want prolonged battles. And we took a lot of damage there. So much so that I think I will Oblivion the Harpy that just spawned. So this is going to be where we retreat. I'll take the ham home with us. Goodbye. And let's retreat. We keep all the resources. We were definitely going to die on the next leap. There's no way we're surviving that. Our deck clearly isn't built very well. I think we would have died in this 2 wooden soldier fight. Let's keep our ham for now. Might seem like a bit of a weak showing, but we've at least learnt a few things. So one of them that I'd say I've learnt is I think we have too many of this environment cards. We should probably remove one of them. Which one we remove, I'm not sure. So the rocks are really good for HP. Meadows healing at the start of each day. I think I've tried to go with just rocks and forests actually. And so far we can't see a synergy with forest and thickets. This outpost I was quite happy with. That seemed to work fine. Yeah, I'm happy with the outpost having another look at it. Maybe we remove Battlefield again. But I don't think we go into Act 3. We felt very underleveled. And I do think we beat Act 2 boss pretty quickly. Quicker than I suspect we were meant to. A lot through the look of this Storm Temple. So I'm just going to quickly go back into the build menu. I don't think there's anything else I can build right now. We also have to build a warehouse at some point. Plus 10 to the camp's item limit. That would be quite nice to get. But we're 4 wood off it. Yeah, we're a bit off the river. Still a lot of this alchemist tent. And a lot of metal off the lumberjack. I think I'm just going to call it there. Again, we can't afford the watchtower either. I think we'll call it here. So again, sorry it's a bit of a short episode, but hopefully you'll have learnt along with me certain things that haven't worked this episode. There's no problem with trying things out if they don't work. It means we just don't need to do them again. It's better knowing that than not knowing at all as we play through the game. If you like the video, like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode. Goodbye.